So this is a brief overview on what we are trying to achieve in this project actually. So in the first video we saw that what we are trying to do is that we are extracting coordinates from the Gerber file, then we are generating the image, then we are running the image processing on which we are getting the outline, and then we are working the stepper motor. We will work the stepper motors on the respective outline. So this here is the explanation basically. So what we'll be doing is that we'll be preparing a setup like this, a gantry, which is a three-dimensional gantry as it can be seen. It has a stepper motor for translation in the x-axis, one stepper motor for translation in the x-axis, one stepper motor for translation in the y-axis, and one stepper for translation in the z-axis. And this out here is our basic, the working tool. So the cutting tool will be mounted here. So what we'll be having is that when we have when we work all these three stepper motors in conjunction, basically what we can attain is that we can move this cutting tool in the XY plane on any point, and also we can translate it up and down. So in this way, when we work the motors in conjunction, we can attain any kind of movement that we want. So basically that is what we'll be doing. We will be moving the cutting tool in the precise outlines that we want the cutting tool to engrave. So basically in this way we will be realizing the final PCB that we want. So with this thing done, so this is the final setup that we will have to prepare. We will be preparing a gantry like this and for this we will be requiring LM guide rails, and we would be requiring lead screws and high torque stepper motors. Also we require a high RPM motor which with a good quality cutting tool which can basically engrave copper. So what we basically would be doing is that we would be controlling these three stepper motors from the MyRIO. Once we have the MyRIO, these three stepper motors can be connected to the MyRIO, and once after the RIO has processed all the image data and basically when it has extracted all the coordinates, separate Go codes can be generated for the working of these stepper motors, and once those Go codes have been generated, these motors can be worked in conjunction to achieve any type of translation in the XY plane. So if it is a track, it can be very effectively cut out, and also this Z axis, this can also be used to create drill holes on the PCB.